missed you. I did. All right. Let's do that. Okay.
You said it was going to be a high-level basketball.
Yeah.
Obviously, it came down to one shot going in or not going in at the final seconds. And how hard does that take for a season opener?
It was two good teams, I think, and one that I think I was worried about that. They played a really close game Monday. They got better because of it, and we hadn't played a game, in a game like that. It's a fine line. I thought there was some, because there's a lot we're going to learn from that. Buzo with some silly fouls that limited his play tonight. And that. So that affects the whole thing as far as it's the first game of the year. We got a bunch of guys that probably aren't in 35 to 38 minutes, especially how hard they played. I mean, those guys left it all out there, the guys that played so many minutes. And I thought it was crucial. I thought the fatigue showed up a little bit in we got the lead, and then I think we had 3 turnovers in a row, and they just looked like fatigue turnovers. Had I been able to have a good flow to our rotations, I think that could have made a little bit of difference there. And so those are the things you learn in the first game, and we got a lot of guys that we got to get better. The thing I told these guys in the locker room, we don't say much after games. We fix a lot of things tomorrow, but I said, number one, I'd want Shaver shooting those free throws 100 out of 100 times. He's going to win us a lot of games, and whether it was leg or whatever it was, that he was dealing with, if that affected the free throws, whatever. But in my mind, those 2 free throws were already made. I was on to the next defensive possession. So, I'd want him shooting those every time. He's, like I said, he's going to win us a bunch of games this year. And we all know he's one of the most clutch players I've ever coached. He is, and I've seen it over and over and over again in practice. And so it's a November 9th game that was played at a really high level against a good team that knows how to play. And this time of year, you make a lot of mistakes, and then they're the kind of team that they expose. Anytime you make a mistake, they can expose it, and even if those mistakes are small ones. But there were a lot of good things out there that I was really pleased with. Max had a great effort. Naj gave us some great things. Marcus was the great thing about that. You look at Marcus; he had 17 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 steals, and in his mind, he played terrible. So you're going to see some great things out of him this year. He's, had I known he was going to cramp up, I would have cycled him out a little bit more and had him down the stretch a little healthier. And so, when your shot maker and your best players doing that, it kind of throws off where you're going with the ball and what you're doing. I tried to go back to him, on one of those late plays, and even though he was hurt, I still trust him. And so there was a lot to learn from that game. And the other thing I told these guys that it's the way we respond. Basketball's a long season. We've got great opportunities ahead of us starting Saturday. And, champions behave like champions before they're champions. And so the response has to be championship level. The way we, there's a lot of guys that I have faith in that maybe didn't get a lot of minutes tonight. But those guys have to grow for our team to be where I want them to be. And when they all do, when they all start clicking at their highest level, this is going to be a good basketball team. I know it.
Max said, I remember last year, you would say sometimes, shoot the ball. And he'd be like, no, dude, I was looking for a pass ahead, and he would make the play. And you're like,
Right.
Oh, yeah, well, Max was right on that.
Right.
Tonight was the mindset, I need to take this thing over.
Well, no, I don't think it was necessarily tonight. He's been like that all fall. He's been,
More aggressive.
Oh, yeah, he's played his best basketball all fall. And so I thought I didn't know we'd see that. That was pretty impressive. And I just, again, I thought, what a great shot we got at the end. I thought he was going to get a good look. And I know Max, I think he would have made it. And then that I thought he rushed it because of the clock, and he lost his leg. Yeah, but he lost his leg. He couldn't get under it, and so yeah. You love to win that game, and we want to win every game, and it was a great crowd. It was a great college atmosphere. It's fun to be back after the refs again, and all the great stuff that goes along with college basketball. But we like to win those, and we usually do. And like I said, it felt like we were gonna. I think it was just a couple little things there when after we missed those free throws, that was tough. And then, I had to use timeouts a little bit more in places that I maybe wouldn't have used them, that might have been able to help the team later had I had them in my bag.
After the exhibition game, Buzo's talking about how much you've been waiting for this moment.
Yeah.
And this one counted. What will you say to him after that? How confident are you that it's probably going to be an anomaly?
Well, think about that. He has been waiting for so probably a little over aroused. I think he just wanted, because it was funny. We went around. The play he got his first foul on. We talked to him about, now listen, the screen doesn't matter. Do not set an illegal screen there. It doesn't matter. First play of the game, illegal screen, and it was, and so those are adrenaline. He's when you've waited for it for so long, it's hard to manage your emotions. And he was excited to play. He's excited. He's a great player. I mean, no one got to see it tonight because of the foul trouble in the minutes, and it probably affected. He couldn't get in a rhythm, but he's going to be a great player here. I know it. I told him that already, and he just has to relax and let it come to him. And sometimes you can say that all you want. You just got to kind of go play through it a little bit, get your nerves down where you're comfortable, because this will eat him up. He's probably in the gym shooting right now, and that's the way he is. He's gonna, But this team has a lot of faith in him. I have a ton of faith in him. Staff does. He's gonna do great things here.
Seems like there were a lot of positives from this game tonight. I particularly like the transition game. Do you see that being a strength for you guys?
Yeah, I mean, we can, Max is the only one who made threes tonight. We got a lot of guys that can make threes, and a lot of guys that can shoot. We're good. This is probably one of my better shooting teams, and so that's a positive. We out-rebound them. They're a really good rebounding team too, and there was a lot of great things, and you'd feel pretty darn good about it if you beat that team, and we were in a position to do it, just didn't get it done.
What can you say about the defensive effort, especially in the final 6 minutes or so?
Yeah.
Just really shut down one of the top shooting teams in the country.
I know. We had some great possessions, and then, like I said, we're up 2 and 3 straight turnovers. That thing should have went to 4 or 6, and then it changes everything. And that was at the end. But I think it was a little bit of fatigue, and like I said, I think that's not. They don't know everything about what we're doing in our system, and we don't know what we're going to get with everything. I didn't know that Buzo would foul out in 10 minutes. We were counting on, you have a starter like that, you want to play him 25, 30 minutes, hopefully, even on a bad night. And that affects everything, because now all of a sudden your rotations are all off, and guys are, I probably could have helped Max and Shave a little bit more by getting more reps, but I couldn't take them off the floor because, then everybody else that I was subbing in is freshmen or never have played here, kind of thing. So it affected us, no doubt, because like I said, he's been a great player for us.
You guys were able to force a bunch of turnovers.
Yeah.
Discipline
Against a team, against a team that doesn't.
Over a lot, Leon.
Right.
Steals, tips, taking charges. You got pretty high hopes for this defense. Everyone's talking about this is going to be an offensive team.
Yeah.
Last year was so good defensively. What's your big takeaways tonight on?
No, we're doing some great things defensively. I mean, the crazy thing is the instant comparison. We're comparing us last year in February, March. I mean, we did some bad things in November. It takes time. I mean, everyone thinks this is a level of game that we didn't play, that we haven't played to open. And so, yeah, we're going to get – this team's got a lot – they're going to respond the right way. They're going to get better at things, and this is going to – I think this team has a really, really high ceiling because I think it was actually that I told the team this. This is what I think Coach Pete said it. Your talent is your floor. Your character is your ceiling. And this team has the highest character from top to bottom and so I have a ton of belief in that. And when you got a group of guys like that, you'll get them better. They'll take coaching. They'll help each other. They'll get better every night we play. And we have to. We're out of the frying pan into the fire on Saturday against the Washington State team. Kyle does a great job. It's going to be a heck of a game. Another opportunity to have a heck of a game.
You look at Jace. Jace has been playing the game in 2
Yeah.
years before at this level.
Yeah.
What did he prove to you tonight in his first, meaningful college basketball game?
He was terrific. I thought he was so tough and again, I would have liked to have cycled him in and out a little bit more to give him, I think one of his fouls was a fatigue foul, 2 hands on the ball carrier. That's stuff that he'll grow and get better and better. He can fix that. So I was really pleased with Jace. He's a tough kid, really tough. I told you guys that. I like having tough guys out there, both mentally and physically, and we got to get them all up to that level.
You got him out there in a tie game. You got him, and you got Kobe Young out
Yeah.
there. I mean, it just. What do you say about your guys battling? When you mentioned the fatigue, I mean, they were literally giving everything they had.
They were, and I'm thinking, this is November 9th. Is today the 9th, Rob Base?
What is it?
It's my anniversary. It's the 9th.
It is. It's PJ's anniversary. Yeah, I mean that is a really, really good game to play November 9th and to play well. I think both teams played well there, but like I said, that they got a little more. They just. When you play in those games, now you look at it, you fix some of those. I'm sure they looked at what they did down the stretch of their last game that they lose by 1, and fixed a little bit. Well, we're going to do that. We're going to fix some stuff, and we have to. And we have to get better quickly.
Not to ask you about the call or to talk about the officiating, but just in general, I mean, you get a bench tee. That was a big swing there when that leads to 4-point play and you end up losing by 1. I mean, I guess you mentioned you're enjoying being back to yelling at the officials. But,
Yeah.
That was obviously a tough call and a tough swing there.
Yeah, they have certain, and it's unfortunate because it wasn't about anything we said. It wasn't about gestures. It was if you point to the screen, they give your bench a tee. So that's what they did. And so it's not yelling. I mean, there's certain criteria. I mean, if you point to the screen, it's supposed to be automatic.
Why is that?
Yeah. Did you ever get a tee on Fury's bench?
Yes.
So what did he say to you, man?
I said, do I have to do everything? No doubt. Yeah, no, it's unfortunate, but, I mean, everyone's into it and everyone's heated, and it wasn't, if you're jumped up and cussing at them and doing, then bench decorum, but, boy, that is the letter of the law to, you're reffing a rule book, and that's what they're doing. Especially at the start of the year, they're really, bench decorum is big, and do not, that's what you're supposed to do. So, that doesn't lose us the game. That one didn't. That maybe, sometimes that gets your guys going, really. And so but hey, everything, we're trying to make everything better. We all learn, we all keep getting better.
Max said he's, with his injury, he'll be fine. You said Marcus's was a cramp. Is he going to be okay by Saturday, you think, as well?
I mean, I haven't got any reports or anything yet. I think they were saying it was cramps, so yeah, I think so. But I have no, and the hopefully we'll get Pavle back soon, because that would have been a good game to have another guard in that rotation that's played and that knows what we're doing, and he, that would have been he can really shoot, gives you another shooter, and he's good in those ball screens too. So yeah, hopefully we get him back quickly.
I know you're talking about like a guy like Sada. It's going to take a moment. I mean, get him incorporated. But Mo and Sada, they only played a few minutes tonight. Is that the kind of the
You know, it's also matchups. I mean, that we went really, really small because they're hard to guard in space. I mean, you saw that at the start of the half, we got a switch. Lucas was guarding a guy, and he hit a 25-footer on him. It's just a bad matchup there. And so the bigs, that's a big part of it. And then, same with Sada. They got a bunch of little guards that he was having to chase around. And he's getting better, and he's working. He's been a great teammate. He's getting there. He's going to get there. We need those guys, to win the league. We need those guys to be really good players.